Post. It turned out that Chief was a nickname everyone called him because he was old and doesn't look like an Ed. While Jock, Chief, and I sat down to eat, he briefly called in what was a truly beautiful young woman to share in the meal. She had eyes that could stop a man's heart, and she was using them on me. Chief said, "This is my niece, Trudy, from Phoenix. She's come to stay with us because she was getting into too much trouble there. My sister thought the desert would keep her pure." My instincts told me that ship had passed with her, but I said nothing. As if on cue, he noticed her glare at me and said, "Never slum! Take your food. Go back to your room. Behave." The look on her face briefly changed to one of both anger and fear, but she turned and left. Sometimes I call her by her tribal name to make sure she listens. To get my wings worth, I steered the talk into what I knew about Rhea's death and asked about native legends here. Chief said the wolf spirit is one of the strongest of the Paiute, but it was the role of the protector, only attacks for reasons, but that spirit had left the land here along with the wolf packs, driven to better feeding grounds. A coyote is the trickster. If that came to Bobby in a dream, then he was being hunted by something in another form. A Skinwalker. Post. Chief had my attention. You mean someone who changes into a creature, like a werewolf? Suddenly, I may have an advantage, having dealt with one before. No, these are not cursed people, forced to turn into mindless animal under the moon. That is just a fairy tale. I just looked at him and bit my tongue. A skinwalker is a man who performs rituals to call forth a beast spirit to offer themselves. They make a deal to let the beast inhabit them, to become the beast again to hunt and feed. In return, they gain the power and immortality of the spirit. They choose this path and become the beast while keeping their mind. I asked if you can kill it with silver bullets. No. While the beast spirit is joined with the man, no weapon can harm it unless it is dipped in sacred white ash prepared by a ritual. The only other way is to call out the person by their sacred name and separate them from the spirit, returning them to normal man. I asked Chief if he could prepare the white ash for me. He laughed and said there are no skinwalkers in this land. They're always in the Navajo country. But he would happily make it for $50. And me without my poker face. He went inside to look for the items to make it. Then Jock and I heard him yelling back and forth with Trudy. It wasn't in English. Jock told me he was accusing her of sneaking out and selling herself to men because he found money she'd hid. We couldn't see what was happening, but she wasn't Trudy anymore. Neva Sam was being given the drill sergeant treatment. Jock said this had been coming because she had been sneaking out to town some nights. So we'd better meet tomorrow, and he'd make sure Gramps would have it ready for me.
We make it until tomorrow, will the sun shine on you?